Hello and welcome to the Music Survival Guide, the independent musician's guide on how to survive in the music industry. My name's Phil, a mixing and mastering engineer. Well, I hope you're all doing well. We are very definitely on the countdown to Christmas, on the countdown to some holidays, which always goes well. I do love a good holiday. And the thing I wanted to talk about this week is the thing I find I always talk about in December, which is a mixture of things. So I'm going to talk about burnout, and then I'm going to talk about taking a break. And I think both of these are really, really, really important subjects. So back in November, not so long ago, early November, me and my wife had a really, really busy period. A crazy busy period. We did not stop for about half a month. We had something on every evening. We had obviously work and things like that, those kinds of commitments. And it got a bit on top of us. And I think part of protecting yourself from burnout is recognizing that when it happens. It's recognizing when you've got really busy crunch period, which is so easy to do when you're doing creative things like music and things like that. Even when they're fun, it's very difficult to kind of get the right balance of these things. And sometimes you can just burn yourself out, and before you know it, you need to take an extended break. And that is in nobody's interest, let's be honest. It's not fun to have that break. It's not fun for people around you if you're in a band and things like that. But it's also not fun for your fans and things like that. So you just need to be very, very careful about your time and your energy and looking after it. With that in mind, this is actually going to be the last episode of the year. I'm having a little bit more of a break in December. I'll talk more about it at the end. Don't worry, we are coming back next year. But this is my last episode for this year, just so I can have that bit of time to recharge my batteries and to just avoid that burnout, avoid that point where I go, no, I can't do anything, and then it all has to kind of come to a great big crashing pause. You want, as a musician, to avoid burnout. If you have gigs and gigs and gigs lined up, that's great. Make sure you have enough energy to rest, especially if you're working full time. Make sure you have enough energy to rest around those gigs, that you have that time to relax, spend it with friends, family, things like that. Make sure you give yourself that time. It's really, really important, and it's really, really underestimated, I think, especially in this day and age where people are rushing around, people have things to do and they've got to get on with it. Make sure you take that time to rest. Avoid that burnout. Avoid it, basically. And you don't want to be there like, we have to cancel this gig because we're all knackered. That's no place to be. And you want to be able to start gigging and do all those things from a position of rest, not from a position of tiredness and busyness. Don't rely on pushing yourself and assuming your body will be okay with it. At some point, it will rebel, and it will be quite dramatic. You want to avoid it. I can almost guarantee that a lot of you listening have experienced burnout, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks, so avoid it. On that note, make sure you spend time resting. So over this Christmas break, where you're going to have maybe a week or two off of your day job and things like that, spend time playing guitar, sure, spend some time songwriting. Maybe if you've got a gig or two in that period, then do it. But make sure you spend that time resting. What hobbies do you have outside of your musical interests? Have fun with that. Do you really like gaming? Have fun with that. Do you really like board gaming? Have fun with that. Do you like reading? Read a good book. It's really important to make sure your batteries are recharged so that at the beginning of next year, you can go head first into it and you're ready to go. You're raring. You're just there and you're going to have a good time. Make sure you rest in this period. It's so important. I think the thing about creativity, especially about songwriting and things like that, is if you're in a period of high stress and everything's going, songwriting and kind of creative outlets like that can be really, really difficult. If you're in that position where you're like, I just have no energy, I've got nothing to give, how are you going to songwrite, really? You need to approach that kind of thing, I think, from a position of rest. It's really, really, really important. Make sure you spend that time relaxing, as I am about to do. I'm going to not beat around the bush anymore. I'm going to just say this is the last episode for the year. The next one will be on, I'm going to frantically check my computer, Monday the 5th of January. I might have a teeny tiny episode just ahead of Christmas, but this is the last one I'm definitely doing, and that might happen. I'm going to come back with an interview, and it's going to be a great interview. I'm actually doing it just after this, so I'm going to record it. And it's going to be a great interview, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Some things that you can do over this Christmas period when you're resting, is you can spend some time learning. I think podcasts are an absolutely phenomenal way of learning things about anything, about whatever interests you. It's a really great thing to do. And I listen to way too many podcasts. I've got loads that I'm subscribed to that I listen to very regularly. Just probably too many, but there we go. And some of them are informative, some of them are just fun. They're about my kind of favourite TV programs and things like that. And I think maybe over this Christmas period, something you do want to do out of that position of rest is spend some time learning, spend some time skilling yourself up in music, whatever that may be. It may be you want to learn some new music theory. I'm sure there's podcasts about that. I don't personally subscribe to them, but there will be podcasts about that. Maybe you want to subscribe to listen to some podcasts that teach you about history, something like that, something that will inspire your lyrics. Maybe you want to listen to a podcast that will inspire you as a kind of business entity, I guess, and in ways of recording and in ways of production. Now, the Music Survival Guide podcast has been designed like that. It's designed so that we can talk about mixing and production and things like that, but we can also talk about other things, like how do you go about getting followers on Facebook and Instagram? What should you do with TikTok? Should you bother with it? Shouldn't you? How do you write the best music that you possibly can? All those are the kind of questions that I answer in this podcast. I would highly, highly recommend you listen to some of the back catalogue. It's all there waiting for you. Hopefully the titles are very descriptive. Hopefully they're very helpful to you and informative. Go and have a listen. Have a listen to your favourite ones. I think the one that Joe and I did a long time ago now about TikTok is really my favourite. It's probably still relevant as well, even though it's quite old. To help you out over the next few weeks, I'm going to be posting replay episodes. These are old episodes, I'm going to be very frank about it. Old episodes that I'm reposting, ideas and thoughts for you, for your band, to help work things out and improve things in what you're doing. I think these are some really key episodes to focus on and think about moving forward. Anyway, that is it for me for the year, I guess, and that is it for another episode of the Music Survival Guide. If you enjoyed it, then please leave a review wherever you listen to the podcast. Please also share it with your friends and bandmates if you thought it was useful. If there's interesting things here to talk about resting and avoiding burnout and making sure you take that time to recharge your batteries, is really, really important. Finally, there's a community on Facebook called the Music Survival Guide Community. Hop over there for chats about music and band life with other musicians and interesting people. I'd love to see you in there, especially over this Christmas period, and I will see you next year.